Family, career, and community leaders of America. Good morning. My name is Major Dan Erskine. Why is that important? Well, I'm the East Anchorage High School JROTC Senior Army Instructor. We're the largest JROTC program in Alaska, one of the larger ones in the country, in fact. And Miss Jessie, one of our wonderful teachers and one of your leaders, invited me and a few cadets to speak on leadership, which is very near and dear to my heart. So what little I know about your program, and I do know a little bit, that we have very similar programs. Yours is like 75 years old, just didn't start up. Ours also, it's about 100 years old. Ours started with the National Defense Act of 1916. I know your tagline is the ultimate leadership experience. And honestly, that kind of gets me excited. It's a big part of what we do here. Our mission is to motivate young people to become better citizens. So we have a lot of similar things in common, very similar interests and overlapping goals for our community. All right, today you're gonna hear momentarily from 3 outstanding cadets. And there's tons of stuff they could talk to you about on leadership. But they're going to give some things that they think are the most important, things that you could take away immediately, and share some experiences. And our cadet battalion commander is going to talk to you about structure. Our battalion adjutant, our personnel person, is going to talk to you about communication. And we have a young cadet that's going to talk to you about emotional intelligence and tell you some stories about that. So again, thanks very much for this opportunity to share our experiences with you. And we hope you have a lot to take away from this. So let's first hear from our battalion commander, our cadet battalion commander, Ezra Moody.
Hello, I'm the cadet battalion commander, Ezra Moody from East Anchorage High School's JROTC program. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a class on structures and how it helps with leadership. I don't know if you guys have a clear structure, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about ours so you guys can get a little bit of an idea on how it works. So this is the Army's chain of command, their way of doing structure, and this is ours. It kind of resembles theirs in a way. We usually have pictures up here and I'd be at the top, and it doesn't mean the people at the bottom don't matter. As you can tell by the red rope, they lead right up to me, right? We also have a few staff positions. That's what's encased in the yellow right here. We have people to help us with awards. We have people to help us with fundraising. We have some people to help us with our online website, so to always keep us informed. Now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a talk on the key components of structure. Okay, a little bit more about structure. We have followership and mentorship. To be a good leader, you have to know who you're following and how to actually get some knowledge from them, because you're going to want to go up that chain of command, you're going to go up that ladder with them, right? So you're going to take some knowledge from people above you, you're going to want to keep following people for that next step, and you're also going to want to find mentors. When you get to that next step, when you get out of high school, still seek mentors. Always try mentoring people that are below you as well. Always help them out, right? Taking charge. That's something that we all struggle at sometimes, but I struggled at it myself the first few years I was in the program. But you have to learn when you're in charge to actually be in charge. Don't be afraid to actually put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to be looked at by your peers as this bad person. Have fun with it, but still be in charge. Give them that guidance. Having initiative. It says it in itself. You're going to want to take that leap. You're going to take charge. You're going to want to take action. When someone needs help, be that person to take action. When you see that something's going wrong or there's no leadership, no guidance for anything, if you know what you're going for, take that initiative, take that action, help them get through it, right? Okay, planning and preparation, also known as rehearsals. We have to rehearse things when we go through things. When we go out to do a project like our change of command ceremony or our flag retirement ceremony, we always have to plan for it. We have at least a few weeks in advance we plan for it, just like these videos that we're doing, right? But also, when you're going through structure and you're becoming a leader, make sure to have fun. Make sure that you're learning and make sure that you contribute. To have fun, that's going to keep you wanting to go up to the next step. That's going to keep you being in the program, right? Learning. When you're planning and prepping, you're learning constantly. But when you actually go through the motion, let's say you failed a little bit. I fail a lot, right? But you learn from it. That's what keeps you growing in a sense. Contributing. give back to the program that helped you. Just like our S7, they fundraise, they give back, they help us do the fun stuff that we do. You always want to help out the people that help you. It's the way of life, right? I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a talk about how a personal experience of mine in leadership. I wasn't always awesome at leading. I wasn't always the best. I'm going to start with my first year, my first experience in leading. I came in and I got put in front of a formation. I got told, hey, you need to command this formation to go do that. And I said, okay. I get in front of them and I just don't know how to talk. I am completely bewildered on how they do it. I start stumbling over my words. I don't know how to bring out my voice. So after a while, I looked for mentorship and followership. I tried learning new ways to challenge myself and new ways to get myself out there so I can become a better leader. And that's what I want to help you guys with. We have a few other leaders that are going to be talking to you guys more about on things that follow with leadership. They are a little bit below me, but they are still great leaders, and one day they're probably going to take my job when I leave.
Hello, I'm a cadet second lieutenant Kalia Graham, and I've been in the program for going on 4 years. Some things that I've learned about is the importance of communication and some key points that go hand in hand with communication. First and foremost, being able to build firm relationships and connections with your peers and subordinates. It's super important because people like to listen to people that they know and respect. The best way to get things done is by asserting yourself as someone who they can trust and ensure their efforts in. Being able to step down and be a friend, being able to joke, and also knowing when to step up and lead is super important. Being civil and being able to tell people the product's expectations without sounding snobby and arrogant is crucial. And because people talk and word will get around that you're rude or mean, and others will find it hard to work for you. Being professional is vital because you have to be able to professionally communicate the rules, expectations, and ideas that are currently in the air or on the table. Addressing important matters and urgent matters is a key point because we don't want to spend time working on an important matter that we have time to get done and then have to slap together an urgent matter that we didn't have the time for. Everything is a two-way street, and you can't expect your followers to follow if you can't communicate to them or if they can't communicate to you. A personal experience that I had was when I was first training my assistant. She was new, so she didn't know anything, and the program that we used could be pretty annoying. So there were a couple days, a few times where I wasn't super clear on things, and luckily she asked questions and she was really thorough with whether or not she understood. But not everybody's going to be like that. Some people are shy and they don't know how to speak up or speak out on things that they don't quite understand. So it's really important to, make sure that your subordinates are asking questions in return to you giving them information. And, it's super important that you are able to understand that people aren't inside of your head. It's just you in here. So with that being said, life, it gets in the way and it's really bothersome sometimes. So things are going to happen in people's day-to-day lives and it's going to get in the way with your planning. It's going to get in the way of your efforts. But being able to be civil and professionally communicate the duties, their responsibilities, due dates, and being able to have the flexibility is super important because we're all human and we all have lives. They all get in the way. So you have to be sure to be understanding with everybody's life, and you have to be able to communicate to them what needs to be done, what needs to be fixed, what you like, and what you don't necessarily like. It's hard, it's difficult, and it will always be difficult. But it's just a matter of being able to differentiate the tasks. Just be you. but be a controlled version of you. You don't want to give them your personality in full fold. Just, yeah. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Cadet Staff Sergeant Erin Gates, and I'm going to be talking about how emotional intelligence is a key point in being a good leader. As Ronald Reagan once said, the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things, but the one who leads the people to do the greatest things. This is true of good leadership. In order to be a powerful leader, you have to be a servant leader as well. This means you have to be willing to motivate others and be an example for others so that they are successful without needing to be in the limelight. So often we want to be recognized for what we did or how we led. It's natural. It's a natural thing to want that. However, the best leaders are those who can forego this because they understand and possess the emotional characteristics of a leader. The first characteristic I'll go over is internal awareness. In order to make sound decisions, you have to be aware of how your decisions will affect your judgment and how they'll affect your productivity. As a leader, you must be able to identify the needs of your group and help them grow to new standards and push them to either grow out of those needs or grow through those needs. Second, just because you're a leader doesn't mean you have the right to act however you'd like. It is easy to act like that when you first become a leader, but the simplest way to put it is don't be petty. Be careful of your tone and watch how you speak to others. Remember, even though you may not believe your tone is negative, how people perceive it is the yardstick by which you'll be measured. You also need to be aware of how your emotions affect your judgment and how you deal with people. Be gentle, be understanding, and be flexible, which brings me to number 3. Be comfortable with learning and trying different things. Leadership isn't always easy, and it isn't always given to you with a set of rules. There are going to be times where you don't get it right or you make a mistake, and someone will correct you. Don't take these corrections personally or like you're being attacked. It's normal to make mistakes, and it's how you grow and learn. Seek out good mentorship. Along with being able to be corrected, it is just as important to know when it's time to ask for help. Asking for help doesn't mean you're weak. It actually shows a level of strength. It shows a self-awareness of where you are and where you need to grow as a leader. And as a new leader, you don't always know what you don't know. A good mentor can help you fill those gaps. Don't be afraid to admit when you're wrong. Learn from it and move on. Being empathetic. When a good leader is aware of their emotions, they can more accurately identify the emotions of other people. This helps you put yourself in their shoes or be empathetic towards them. Empathetic leadership results in more thoughtful decision-making that anticipates the needs of others. As for all of these do's, there are definitely some don'ts as well. Being a leader is about leading and teaching your group to achieve something, whether it be a competition or even a group discussion about a book. There is an end goal, and it's your job to get them there. In doing this, you need to make sure that you remain humble. You need to keep your focus on the entirety of the group and not just yourself. As a leader, you are the face that everyone sees, so don't be afraid to try something new or be different. Your ideas are valid, and they're just as valid as the leader next to you. When leaders do come together, though, it's more productive when multiple people see the same topic from a different perspective. You were chosen to be a leader for a reason, so don't be afraid to put your best foot forward, and who knows what you could miss if you don't. So to wrap all this up, I want to share a personal experience as a leader, one of my personal experiences as a leader. I was the commander of the Let 1 Unarmed Regulation Platoon in the school year 2019 to 2020. I had never commanded or led a team before, so this was entirely new to me. In the beginning, it was hard for me to get used to the fact that I was now in charge of a group of 9 people, and what they didn't only reflect on me, but on my school. It took me a while to start to take on the leadership role and really portray what I was supposed to be for this team. It took hard work, and it took work to get good, but not only as a commander, but as the leader of this platoon. We started the season with no prior experience, and it definitely showed. We got spooked at the first drill meet, and we weren't very good. But as the season went on, and the team really started to meld together, we got better and better. and finally state came. We honestly had lost all season, so not many of us walked into state with the expectation of winning. So we decided we weren't going to drill to win, not only to win, but to outdo another team, but to drill because we wanted to show off what we had worked so hard on. We wanted to have fun and really just bring home that experience. To all of our surprise, we actually did pull out first place in state. From the beginning of the whole experience to the end, I learned a lot about becoming a better leader. I still hold on to everything that I learned that year and from those experiences. Being emotionally intelligent and emotionally connected to your team can really change the way you lead and change the way you view your leadership. Leading isn't always going to be easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Great job, cadets. You did an outstanding job talking to us about structure, super important, communication, and emotional intelligence. I kind of want to give you a few takeaways for your program. So especially for your young leaders that are there. Number one, you can do it. You need to do it. Your program needs you to do it. And more importantly, our community needs you to do it. Our community deserves young leaders. Our community deserves people that are going to step up and solve problems. And where do you learn how to do that? In programs like yours, in programs like JROTC. What's the downside of that? Well, it's risky. You can look foolish. You can be a little bit uncomfortable. However, it is so worth it. You get so much in for stepping up and leadership, and appreciation for your program, and appreciation for those leaders out there, plus the benefit of improving stuff. And the benefit, when you take charge, then you don't have to listen to other people's ideas, and sometimes they're not so good. People have to listen to your good ideas, right? And lastly, I would really like to thank the Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, specifically the Alaska chapter, and Miss Jessie for providing us this awesome opportunity to come share a little bit of hopefully our wisdom that you guys can carry forward. So young folks out there that are in your program, you can do it. Step up. Go T-Birds.